Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I am Jason. As always, my co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
What up? What is cracking?
Oh, it's good.
How was your weekend?
So good.
Yeah.
Hung out with the fam. What else did we do? Yeah, we had a nice little kind of like late Easter party with the in-laws. And that was a party, and that was good. Nice chill Sunday. Got like a solid 2.5 hour nap yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Watch a little Masters golf.
Did you?
Yeah, that was cool. The Masters was cool. First Japanese player to ever win a major.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty damn cool.
And with all the like stop Asian hate and Asian hate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty, I don't know. Like I kind of tend to sit on the fence of like, I feel like more people are offended than they should be. And maybe they're like looking for ways to be offended. But I have heard some things that I'm like, yeah, I am so against racism, real racism. I'm so against it. And I was like, man, I felt like that was really cool. Like first Asian champion. Like
I like it.
With the stop Asian hate right now.
Did you have him in your top 4?
No.
Damn.
Nope. But Spieth did good. Spieth did good for me.
What did he? Was he
third?
He's the third. He was in the lead for a minute too, wasn't he?
No, he could just never get going. But anyways, I like golf. I like watching golf on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't mind watching golf on Sunday. I can't watch it Thursday through Sunday, but I'll definitely watch the final round.
Oh, it's a pressure cooker, man. Like, and anybody that doesn't know, like, I get it, but like the mental part of golf and stuff, man, you got to remember, there are tens, if not hundreds of thousands in those big tournaments between like second and third and fourth and fifth. So, I mean, every stroke could literally cost you tens of thousands of dollars.
That one guy that double bogeyed 16 cost him $500,000.
Yeah.
$500,000 for double bogeying.
So you want to talk about playing big stakes.
Ooh, man, that would be, that's tough. Tough.
But anyways, good weekend. How was your weekend?
It was good, man. I got signed up for a new course, the weight cutting specialist course. And I started diving into it. It's the Lockhart and Leith course that Joe Rogan was promoting.
You are going to be the man in Utah.
It's very interesting. The first chapter is kind of like a refresher, the basic nutrition refresher. But I always like hearing other people's approaches, their philosophies on why and how they do things. Cause I can take things from it and add it to my.
And to be clear, like you already have the nutrition part down, but there are little tricks to weight cutting that
100%
that aren't like totally like the healthy thing, but like it kind of teaches you how to trick your body into letting go of the weight a little bit, right?
Yeah, those are the science behind that. I don't quite understand, but getting to that point, I can definitely get somebody to that point. But yeah, the science behind what they're doing and why they're doing it and the rehydration and all that stuff, it's a new world for me. So
yeah, it'd be cool.
Hello, Mrs. Partridge.
Hi. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm gonna, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna jump right back on it, and we're gonna get rocking and rolling. I gotta actually have a few fighters that I've been working with, so hopefully once I'm done, I'll be able to test it on myself first and then try it on some of these guys.
Yeah. Before we get started on this UFC card, I would like to formally apologize. I will not be active on Facebook for the next 72 hours because I've been banned from Facebook.
Why? Tell everybody why you got banned, Zach.
Because in the Facebook group, our Facebook group, that me and you were the admins, so like part of my group, and I was having some friendly banter back and forth with one of the guys in our group, and I called him a donkey. And quite frankly, Taylor Grove, you are a donkey, and I can't get canceled. But
for as many people as we have in there, there's never anything. Never. And if there is, we just kick them out. But there's never, I mean, we'll have disagreements and people going back and forth, but nobody's ever disrespectful in there. We have almost 1,000 people in there. I bet you can't go to any other MMA group and see that.
No.
Everybody's probably fighting and arguing, mother effing and racist this and whatever you want to call it. So yeah, you're suspended for 72 hours.
Yep. I'm about 10 hours deep into it.
For calling somebody a donkey.
And I stand by that comment. I still think they're a donkey, Taylor. If he listens.
If he even listens. We're going to kick him out if he doesn't listen. You got to listen to the podcast if you're in the group.
He did confess to me.
What did he say?
He's like, I will confess, I feel like I always have to be right.
Kind of sounds like you, Zach.
And I said, me too, but the difference is I am and you're not. So and we'll talk, we could talk about it, what his comments, but
so do you want to get into the card first, or do you want to get into the Conor Poirier little tweet beef? Let's talk about that.
They're building up a trilogy.
That's what I think too.
You guys people are high as a kite if they think that Conor isn't. They're not fighting. They're not fighting July 11th. What else is there for Conor right now?
Nothing.
What's he going to do?
Nothing.
And you know, Dustin Poirier, dude, they're fighting. Like, and and for the record too, I'll bet you the money's either coming or already came, and they're just doing this just to build it up. Just to build it up.
You can't have two nice guys that have already had two fights going at it and being nice again. Yeah, I just not gonna happen. I don't buy it, man. Cruz, what's up? Phillips, what's up? Thanks for tuning in.
And I will go as far as to say, like, I think Conor's probably already paid the money.
I think so too.
And I'll bet you Conor. I'd even say there's a legit 30 to 40% chance it was Conor's idea for Dustin to be like, hey, why don't you call me out for not like paying? I know I sent you the money. Why don't you call me out for not sending the money?
Yeah.
And we can start this whole thing again.
Yeah.
And Dustin was like, okay.
Well, being nice, it doesn't sell. Like, people want to see the beef. Now you got everybody talking about it. We're talking about it. Twitter's talking about it.
It doesn't happen for 3 months, and now that's what everybody's talking about.
Yeah. Everybody's it's going to be the talk for the next 2 or 3 months.
Cruz. I'm just going to say this, Cruz. And me and you have both said we like Poirier. But this is actually where I think the script flips. If everybody starts counting Conor out, that's what I expect to see Conor flip the switch again.
If he turns into the old Conor, which you're kind of seeing a little bit of the banter on Twitter, which I kind of think you said it, but his last fight, he kind of needs a little bit of that. Ever since he let that go, he hasn't quite been the same.
No, and he'll – and I don't know if you saw how he's like moving against the water bag and the heavy bag and a little more like flowy, kind of like his old style stuff. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But if he does go back to that style and not that boxing style, I think that is a crucial adjustment that he's going to have to make for those leg kicks, which he's going to make adjustments but flip side, Dustin knows that he's going to have to make what adjustments he's going to have to make too. So,
yeah. I saw before we get into the card,
Cruz, you're wrong. Sorry, Cruz.
I think he's got one more.
Dustin loses no shine losing this trilogy to Conor. Loses none.
I don't think either one of them do, really.
Nope.
Because Conor will always have Nate dangling there, just to dangle that carrot in front of him.
And Jorge, by the way.
And Jorge, that's another one that's going to be dangled in there. Did you see? I saw something on Instagram this morning. Henry Cejudo and Floyd Mayweather is in the works.
Whatever.
It's turning into WWE.
You know what? Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. I'm going to finally root for Floyd Mayweather.
I don't hate these guys getting paid.
Neither do I, but I'm going to root for Floyd Mayweather. I hope Floyd Mayweather boxes his lights out.
It's not.
And he will.
It's entertainment. It's not sport to me. Like it's WWE to me. Because there's zero chance. 0.1. Let's just say 0.1 because there is a slight chance. And I don't even see that. Cejudo's not beating Floyd Mayweather.
Cejudo has less of a chance than Conor did. And Conor didn't have a chance, right? We agree.
He has options.
Dude, he has the Gaethje rematch.
Yeah.
He has the Nate Diaz fight is still dangled there
for him too. Him and Conor.
He could fight Charles Oliveira. Still doesn't have a dance partner.
The winner of Chandler and
the loser of Chandler.
The loser of Chandler Oliveira. Very well.
That's what I meant. Oliveira, Chandler, the loser of that fight. Dude, he's got
100% Cruz.
Poirier's got plenty of big fights. I'm not even worried. Both of them do. Conor and Poirier do.
Yeah, I'm not hating on Cejudo and Mayweather.
I hate all of it.
I don't hate them guys getting paid, but I'm not watching that. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me.
As long as Dana White's not hunting streamers for that one, I think we'll be streaming that one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're right. We never streamed. Nothing.
Never do anything like that.
Nope.
Dude, we had a super fun card on Saturday.
Saturday morning, wake up early.
Dude, I was all excited to come up to one hit and get some training in, and then I looked at the thing and like, sorry, Zach, I'm not going to miss 2/3 of the card to come train.
You know what happened?
What?
You got scared to come up to one hit, and you called Dana and said, "Dana, please move the card.
Please move the card." Yeah, okay. I wish I had that kind of pull. We'd probably have about 10 sponsors to be thanking if I did before this podcast was started and when it ends. Dude, let's start breaking it down. Let's start with the first fight of the night. Impa Kasanganay against Sasha Palachnikov.
I thought Impa would win via knockout or decision.
I don't think anybody saw him winning by submission. Did you?
Nope, but he got the rear naked choke, so good for him.
He didn't even have the hooks in, man. How strong is that guy, too?
He's so strong. He's so strong.
So strong. Was that his? Oh, no, he's had another rear naked choke. I was going to say, yeah. Is he? Dude, he's a problem. He's young.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the back end of the knockout of the year last year, right?
Yeah. He rebounded, and he rebounded.
Yeah.
Props to him. I think we both called that one right.
Yep.
Next up, we had Daung Jung against William Knight, and I saw this one coming. I kind of figured this was going to happen.
Yep, I was wrong on this one. William Knight needs to drop down to 185.
He's too small, man.
Small.
Like he gets in there
strong, but he's too small.
He can hang with the smaller frame 205 guys, but you get a guy like Ung Jung who's what 6'3". He just 6'4".
6'4", too big, too strong.
Yeah, just not good at all. I think nope, that wasn't my first bet. We had Luis Saldana against Jordan Griffin.
I was wrong on that one. I had Jordan Griffin.
I actually picked Saldana on the podcast, and I threw a little bit of cash on Jordan Griffin because I thought maybe I shouldn't have changed it, and I messed that up. But pretty competitive fight.
Yeah.
And then my first bet of the night was on the next fight was Jack Shore and Hunter Reserve. This is a fun fight, man. Split decision. I don't know how they came up with split decision, but Jack Shore ends up. Jack Shore is going to be.
He's the problem. He literally said, "Oh, Hunter, you're a wrestler. Cool. Watch this," and he out wrestled him.
That super impressive. And let me look at something real quick.
When you can go into a fight and beat somebody at what their bread and butter is.
This is what I don't get. The judges' scorecards. 2 judges had it 30-27.
Sure.
1 judge has it 29-28 Azure.
Yeah. That person should lose their job.
I mean, okay, maybe he saw something different, right? Like that the other guys didn't see. But it was pretty clear that Shore was winning that fight. Hunter was doing, I'm not saying he wasn't in the fight, but I think, and even
Hunter was good. Like I think the commentators both said that both their stock went up from that performance.
Oh, and Hunter's looked great. Physically good too.
He looked
the best I've seen him look. So hopefully you guys followed that one because we cashed on that one. The next fight, we told you guys not to watch, but you probably should have watched it because Jorgen De Castro got flatlined.
No, and what did I say?
Charges Dano.
I'm never picking Jorgen De Castro again against a legit framed heavyweight.
No. Because
he's not a legit framed heavyweight. He's a 205er and maybe even a 185er that's too lazy to get rid of that belly. He's athletic. He moves on his feet. He's pretty quick. He obviously carries a lot of power, but he's always looking for that one punch lucky knockout that highlight that he did against Justin Taffa. Yeah. But you know what? Especially at heavyweight, if your only hope is a lucky punch knockout, you're not going to make it in the UFC. I mean, Tai Tuivasa, he struggled.
I haven't seen him fight at 205. I didn't even know he's ever. Oh yeah, he has fought at 205.
Oh yeah, he used to be a 205.
Yeah, back 3 years ago. That's just he fought a catchweight too back.
Look at his belly in his Tapology picture. I wish I could share my screen.
Oh, I can see it.
And then he weighs in at 260. He weighed in at 261, and he used to fight at 205. He beat William Knight as an amateur.
It's crazy
at 205.
He clearly has a discipline problem because in 2015 he fights at 205. Then literally a year later he fights at heavyweight, weighed in at 248. Like, what are you doing, dude? That's not commitment to me. Look up his picture. Yeah, Cruz is saying I need to go back and watch that. I'm gonna go watch that, Cruz, because I don't get it, because that's clearly a lack of just not wanting to be there. Really,
you ready for this? In 2014, he fought at a catch weight of 195.
He needs a nutritionist.
I mean,
come holler at your boy, Jorgen. Holler at your boy.
His amateur, he was bouncing between 205 and 250. It's like, what are you doing? You're a professional athlete.
I got to give a shout out to my client down at Wasatch Combat, Handsome. Big poly guy down there. Started with me, weighed in around about 315 when we first started back in, I think, February.
Careful.
Anyways, 287 now.
Nobody's going to fight him.
Nobody is going to fight him.
Careful.
He's scary, man. He's scary, dude. He doesn't. Oh, look at Cruz. Cruz has got it. He's on it, man. One of his interviews, he doesn't like losing weight. He's kind of like Kevin Gastelum. Same thing. He's a freaking Kevin Gastelum, which we know because we've heard from somebody that was in the same house as him on the UFC Ultimate Fighter.
Dude, he came to one hit. Calvin came to one hit.
If you
told Aldo he eats too many taquitos and cheeseburgers.
You're just, I mean, you may get to that level by sheer talent, but you're not going to be elite.
And I would argue at 170, Kelvin Gastelum, he gives Usman fits. I actually really believe that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
His wrestling mixed with his boxing, he gives Usman fits.
He does. Next up, we had beautiful knockout by Danho, because I didn't see that coming after that layoff.
Slept him.
Next up, we have John Makdessi against Ignacio Bahamondes. We both had this one wrong. I think we both were on Ignacio, and Makdessi came.
I think I picked Makdessi because his experience and just.
Oh, we did say, yeah. It's just kind of the young up and coming.
That was the late switch one. He's just been in there with too many people and too much experience. And
yeah, I thought Ignacio's length, youth would do the job, but Makdessi looked good, man.
Yeah, he did. He bullied him.
He did. Busted him up pretty good too.
Good fight.
Next up, we had
Gamrot
and Scott Holtzman. Dude, Gamrot's a freaking killer. Hey, the research that I watched before watching him, I knew his wrestling was legit, but his stand-up's getting better too.
Yeah, no, he's a killer, and he's putting in the work, and it's showing. And dude, I cannot think of a worse division to be like, hey, I want to be a career MMA fighter at 155.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. If you're an up-and-coming 155 guy and you get good in the UFC, who do you start with? Where do you go? You get in the top 15. You get Gregor Gillespie, Al Iaquinta, Kevin Lee.
Go to the second 15. Like 16 through 30 are all murderers too. But then those guys that are getting there are killers too. Like Mitch Ramirez will be mixing it up in there soon enough. Give it a couple years, Cole Faust will be in there mixing it up with those guys. Like,
yeah, you have a whole new group of guys.
And they're all killers. They are all killers. It's the craziest weight class, dude.
This is what's fun about the UFC right now is you look at every weight class and they're 10, 15 deep.
It's getting deeper and deeper, dude.
That's why we're able to have fights every weekend, quality fights every weekend. Shit, even at our local level, we're having great quality fights. Next up, we had Joe Selecki and Jim Miller. By the way, Gamrot was part of our parlay, so if you were listening, you cashed that too. Gamrot and Selecki was my parlay pick over Jim Miller. Dude, Selecki's just.
I was a little like, what if Jim Miller, like veteran, and he did it in the first round.
He did.
He did it in the first round, which was so impressive. Is Joe Selecki said, "Okay, can't do that again. Can't get on the bottom because once I'm on the bottom of this guy, I can't get up." Made sure he got on top, and basically did it to him for 2 rounds.
The announcers caught that pretty quick. I did see somebody say he got caught, and I must have missed it, but it did say that Selecki got caught with something, and that's why he pulled guard. Actually, somebody gave him 2 people gave Miller that first round.
I know. Joe,
which, I mean,
I know.
I don't know.
He shouldn't have, but that's okay.
All right. And then, hey, this next one, Daniel Rodriguez, Mike Perry. Look, I betted with my heart, not with my head on this one. I just wanted Mike Perry to win.
I thought Mike Perry had the tools to win. He just couldn't.
How about hell yeah, Cruz, we'll do that one of these days. How about Darren Till with the tweet saying, come up and train? He nailed it though. He doesn't. He doesn't have the right team around him. Doesn't have the right group of guys around him, in my opinion.
Mike Perry's going to get cut by the UFC if he doesn't make some big changes here soon.
Yeah, he can't keep doing what he's doing.
And then he'll be a bare knuckle boxer. I mean, he's lost 4 out of his last 5 now.
And he really hasn't. I mean, other than the what's the guy beat? Mickey Gall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
He has some good wins, though. I mean, Alex Oliveira and Paul Felder, freaking good wins.
He's got the talent, man. He just needs the team around him. And he looked good, too. Like weigh-ins, he looked lean. He
actually, to me, in the fight, he looked super flat.
Yeah, you did text me that.
He did not fight with the same energy and intensity that we're used to Mike Perry fighting with.
And it was strange because when he took him down, you could tell Rodriguez wasn't ready for his ground game, and he was able to control him down there.
Yeah, and if he would have had a coach to execute a game plan, I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just have a flat night. Some fighters,
yeah,
it's a lot to ask, and I get it. And you don't know what's going on in their personal life and stuff. But Mike Perry, he didn't come out with like that same excited energy that he usually does. And
yeah,
I just thought it was really cool that Till, like their little rivalry that they have, but for him to genuinely reach out and be like, dude, I'll put you up. Come train with us. Like,
yeah.
Let's do this. Cause I mean, let's be honest. They're never fighting. Everybody talks about, dude, they're never fighting. So now that that's moved on, that ship sailed. And Mike Perry, he's like, I hate cutting weight. Guarantee he doesn't have a nutritionist or anything. Cause like, dude,
no.
He's not a huge guy. Like 170 doesn't look unmakeable for him. It's just got a couple screws loose. That dude's going to end up in bare knuckle boxing.
I just got confirmation. We'll have Cole Faust's opponent, Joey Laricella. I don't know if I said his name right. He just texted me and confirmed he'll come on Wednesday.
Cool.
Wednesday at 1:00. I'll make a post. Anyways, you know who I want my coach to be? Daniel Rodriguez's coach. Did you hear him in the corner?
Yeah.
They do that kick that you did when we were on mushrooms at one time. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that there's mics in the corner. I like it. I mean,
love it.
But with the way that things are nowadays, you can't tell me somebody's not going to get offended by that.
Then let them be offended. That's their choice.
Well, that should be everybody's choice when it comes to things like that, but it's not.
Hey, if you walk around getting offended by things that don't have anything to do with you, that's your own problem. Sorry.
Welcome to 2021, Zack.
I hate it, and it makes me so angry when people get offended by stuff that has nothing to do with them.
I don't get it.
I mean, okay, well, we went there, so we're going there now. So, I mean, I just saw a lady talk about how it's good that the Bountiful High School changed their names from Braves to Redhawks, and and she's not Native American or whatever. And all I posted on her post, her feed was the Washington Post did a poll. Ask for the Redskins, asking they polled like 5,000 Native Americans in 2016, and 90% of them said that they thought it was that sports franchises representing Indians and their cultures, it was a good thing and it was a positive thing. And only 6% found it offensive, and 4% they said they didn't care one way or the other.
Yeah.
When 90% is okay with it, and we're changing something like that.
Yep.
And that's the other thing. Like the Utah Utes Like there's nothing disrespectful to the Utes. They're praising their history, and it's our nation's history. And like, I'm sorry, the Redskins, like the Washington Redskins, I'm a Braves fan. The fact they just eliminated Chief Wahoo off the Cleveland Indians, it's all a bunch of white people that has nothing to do with them. And they're like being offended for them. Like what?
Yeah. It's like, you can't stick up for yourself. So we're going to stick up for you and we're going to do the right thing.
But the majority of them are okay with it.
They want to change their profile pictures and just say they're doing the right thing, Zach. On Facebook.
Virtual signaling white. It makes me so mad.
Welcome to the Damage Plan political podcast.
It's so wrong. And
it is.
You can at me all you want on Facebook because I can't say anything back.
Hey, we
it's so
for
dumb.
those who don't know, Zach is suspended, so you can go ahead and add him all you want in the next 48 hours at least.
Yeah, I can't do anything on Facebook.
Anyways, good win by Daniel Rodriguez. I don't know if he'll be a contender at 170, but
never. Never. He doesn't have he's good boxer though. Clean boxing.
Clean boxer, Chris boxer. And
good kicks, mixed in his kicks well.
I will say he looked in way better condition than he'd had in his last couple fights. So it looks like he's taken this serious. And how old is he?
He's a kid, man.
He's 34 years old.
Yeah, he's just a kid.
Just a kid. Anyways. Next up, this is a head scratcher to me because Mackenzie Dern, Nina Nunez, Dern was an underdog in this fight. I mean, obviously, this was one of I got it highlighted. This was one of our picks of bets of the night was Dern as an underdog. And yeah.
You even said you were nervous about it. And I was like,
I was a little nervous after watching the weigh-ins because Nunez, she looked good. She was big. She's a big 115er. But
here's the thing. Okay.
She's getting better.
And
can I just say, I love the new Venom shorts.
Oh, yeah.
I love the new Venom shorts.
Yeah, they look great. I think they look really cool. This is actually what got me suspended from Facebook was this topic. Homeboy, Taylor Grove, said that women's MMA is behind. Personal opinion, this is more shows how behind women's MMA is. Guys are not getting hit with these and throwing each other in schoolyard chokes while giving their back to their opponent. Women end up in sloppy scrambles and are hitting 2014 submissions on each other. Just being honest. And this is what got me in trouble and what called me a donkey, because I don't care if you're a male or a woman. If you have an elite level black belt in jiu-jitsu and she gets that top position and you put your arm up there, she's snatching it up. I don't care if it's 2014. I don't care if it's 2021. I don't care if it's 1995. If you're the same size and if you're the same, she would have done that to a guy her size.
Yeah, she would have done that to me.
You know,
and I'm twice her size.
And he was saying all these ridiculous comparisons, like she couldn't do that to Figueiredo. No kidding. The dude walks around like closer to 150. You know, a black belt or whatever. And that's the other thing. Guess what? In fights, black belts aren't always fighting black belts. I don't know if Nina Nunez is a black belt, but
I don't think
even if she is, she's not the same level as Mackenzie Dern. And this is why I like Mackenzie Dern. I saw her in person against Ashley Yoder. I thought she lost that fight. Her striking was atrocious. It was atrocious. But she's getting to the point where she's a competent fighter on her feet, and that's all she has to do. She's a more evolved Ryan Hall in a lot of ways, where she just needs enough striking to be competitive and be what's the word I'm looking for? Be just like smart on her feet, like be competitive on her feet, you know?
Yeah.
She just needs to be good enough there because she knows once she gets like a body lock or gets it to the ground, it's over. There's nobody on that division that is on her level on the ground. Nobody.
No, she's legit. Which is,
if it gets to the ground in the first 90 seconds of the round, it's over. Because all she needs is about 3 to 3.5 minutes of work, and I almost guarantee she can get to something to finish the fight.
Yeah, because what is that? 115 is strawweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you look at the top, I mean, they're all stand-up fighters. Joanna, stand-up. Wei Ling, stand-up. Rose, stand-up.
That's where she's gonna have a hard time because like Rose, Joanna, Wei Ling, those girls, they're gonna piece her up pretty bad on the feet.
Rose is a underdog, by the way. If you want to slide that bet in,
Love it.
I'm in. I'm all in it. I might just put it in right now.
Thug Rose.
Thug Rose all day. We're betting on her. Let's go. Julian Marquez, Sam Smile, and Sam Alvey. You know, I think this was another one. This one and Mike Perry. I kind of betted with my heart on this one. Like, I wanted Sam Alvey to win. I wasn't mad that Marquez didn't win. Sam Alvey could take some shots too. That guy's got a chin.
Yeah, I didn't bet with my heart. I thought Sam Alvey was doing great in that fight. He hurt Marquez in the first round too. At the end of the first round, he had him hurt. And Marquez is a huge man, Sam Alvey. But you know, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. They're big, strong dudes. Like, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Alvey's experience, I felt like should have won him the fight, but Marquez too. Like, I mean, he's a young up and comer. I like Julian Marquez. Hey, I thought that his call out of the Chiefs
that was
stupid.
Fun.
I thought it
was pretty cool.
I don't like it.
They all responded back to him. They all responded back. Yeah, they all tweeted back to him.
I felt like he was trying too hard.
Hey, if it gets his name out there and promotes him, I'm all for it, man. What do you think where do you see him in the middleweight division? Does he crack the top 15 now?
Now, no. He needs
another win before he cracks into there.
He needs a couple more.
Yeah. All right. We'll move on to him.
I like Marquez. Tough for Sam Alvey. He was really cool. He got on his TikTok after and he was like still kind of like crying a little bit. He was really upset, you could see. And he says he gives himself 24 hours to feel bad, and then he'll be back to being smiling Sam Alvey. And he got on there, but then he found out that they won fight of the night, and he got 50. Him and Julian got 50 G's for a fight of the night bonus. And he's just like, God is good and all this, and he's being all positive and stuff again. I just think Sam Alvey's like everything that's good with MMA.
I love him.
And I'll always cheer for him. Always. Yeah. Sam Alvey's the man.
And we haven't got him on our podcast yet, but he was doing podcasts during the week for the fight. Like a lot of these guys won't even entertain us which is understandable. I wouldn't want to talk to anybody. He's cool, down to earth.
He was doing TikToks during his weight cut. His wife's in his corner.
Wasn't he the one that ran into Poirier during the at the airport and just shot out how cool Dustin was?
Yeah,
that was good.
So cool. Next
up, we had a banger of a fight: Arnold Allen and Sadiq Youssef. Man, what two great up and coming guys! Arnold Allen getting the victory. I think we both were on Youssef on that one, which I'm not mad about.
It was a close fight. I actually thought Youssef won the fight, but I wasn't mad about the decision.
Yeah, I liked the little interaction after too. Those guys talking. He says, "Yeah, I think I got the first one. The second round was kind of up. Yeah, you definitely got the third one." And Sadiq going up to Allen's corner and talking to his dad. Like I like that.
It was cool, man. I mean, they're both going to be studs. I would not be surprised if their paths crossed again in a couple of years. When they have numbers next to them. That was. So Allen hasn't lost in the UFC, and that was Youssef's first loss in the UFC.
Yeah, and those are. I mean, who do these guys got at 145?
Hey, if I'm Arnold Allen, I'm screaming for a title shot.
Dude, even the
why Leon Edwards is supposed to get one. He's won 8 fights in a row in the UFC.
Didn't he win 9?
No, Leon's on 8. Oh, 8 and an eye poke now. Sorry.
Both of these guys, well, Allen obviously he's 10th now. Where they're already 10 and 11. So Allen's probably going to move up to 9. I don't see him jumping Ige.
Feed him to Calvin Kattar.
But Sadiq, I don't think drops because
he might drop like 1 or 2 spots.
Maybe, but
feed Arnold Allen and Calvin Kattar. Let's see that.
Ooh.
Let's see that fight.
Ooh.
We'll find out real quick if Arnold Allen's legit.
Oh, I think both those guys you're going to see in the next year are going to be up there.
Yeah.
Main event, we had Marvin Vettori and Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland came in a little refreshed, a little different attitude. I kind of liked it. I liked seeing him being a little more aggressive.
I like angry Kevin Holland. Marvin Vettori. I'm sorry, sir. I was not very impressed by your performance.
You've been waiting to say that.
That was my best GSP.
I love it. I love it. Speaking of GSP,
he was so good on Rogan.
I had to turn. You know what? 2 episodes in a row, I've had to turn Rogan off now.
Oh my
he's getting to. I don't have the word for it, but I'm not liking the direction he's going lately. Just gonna say it, throwing it out there. I turned off Dan Crenshaw because I can't stand him interrupting him, spouting off at the mouth. Just shut up, Joe. Like this is the Joe Rogan experience. We're experiencing your guests, not you.
That's not the Joe Rogan and guest experience. It's the Joe Rogan experience.
Well, I listen to it because I want to listen to the guest, not him. Like I know where he's at. Anyways,
him.
Marvin Vettori.
I wasn't super impressed.
I'm not either, man. I think Till would have finished him.
I think Till would have pieced him up.
Yeah, and
you ready for this? He's talking all that shade on Robert Whitaker. Fight Robert Whitaker then.
Robert Whitaker beats him.
Robert Whitaker smashes him, I think.
Brunson beats him. I think Brunson will beat him.
Man, that would be interesting. That fight would be interesting. That fight would actually be really interesting.
Who gets the title fight? Because you got Whitaker and Gastelum are fighting, which I think is going to be a really good fight.
It's kind of hard, right? Because Izzy's already beaten both of them, but if whoever wins that fight, it kind of feels like they deserve the Izzy fight again.
Well, I don't see anybody else that deserves it. I don't think Vettori deserves it.
Let Vettori fight Paulo Costa now.
I like that.
Like he was supposed to. Right?
I like that. Yeah.
Wasn't that who he was supposed to fight? No, Robert Whitaker was supposed to fight Paulo Costa. He was supposed to fight Till.
Dude, what if Gastelum beats Whitaker?
I would say Whitaker should win that fight, and he's favored.
I think so.
But Gastelum has the tools to win that fight.
How much does that shake things up? Then what do you do if you're Izzy?
I don't know. He's been pretty quiet. Eating his humble pie.
He is eating a little humble pie. We got. I think we're gonna have at least 2 guests for Wednesday.
Oh, we're gonna we need more.
I got Coles on there. We got that other kid that reached out to me on. I shouldn't say kid; he's a grown man. Nate Williams guy reached out to me on Facebook. Wants to come on. He's got a bunch of pro fights.
Yeah, 51.
Yeah, 51 pro fights. Bellator has been all over King of the Cage.
So, what's next for Kevin Holland?
He needs to work on his takedown defense. He's never going to match like the wrestling of like a Kevin Gastelum. Like he's too far along in his career, but you would think he could learn enough tools to kind of stop that. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
You're the fighter here.
Yeah. But you know, what's really interesting for me too. He's a nightmare matchup, not a nightmare matchup, but like, he's a guy that could like, for like Izzy, like
he's a problem.
That's a freaking fight because he's on the feet and it's long and
like Vettori didn't want anything to do with him on the feet.
Nope.
He was catching him.
When he was catching him, Vittori's like, cool, watch this. I'm going to wrestle.
Yeah.
Because I'm a mixed martial artist and I can have a complete game. I'm going to wrestle. Kevin Holland's going to run into that now with every person that he faces. They're just going to go, cool, watch this. And they're going to take him down. And he can move to 170 all he wants, but the real mixed martial artists, they're going to be able to take him down too.
Well, 170, you could fight a Leon Edwards, a Jorge, Stephen Thompson. You're really only going to run into problems if you're fighting a Chiesa, Burns, Covington, and Usman, really. Dude, I guess he'd have more of a chance at middleweight than he would at welterweight of avoiding the wrestlers because there's too many of those wrestlers
at welterweight, man. There's too many of them.
Dude, speaking of welterweight, what's up with Diaz and Leon not fighting now? Did you see that that fight's possibly off?
Possibly. I haven't seen anything confirming it.
If that fight's off, Colby and Leon have to fight.
If that fight's off, Nate Diaz needs to. If it's Nate Diaz's fault that it's off, just let him go.
Yeah, if it's Nate's fault, it's off. If there's something holding it back,
like Nate's like complaining about money or something, just
let him go. Yeah, yeah. But then you have to do, in my opinion, Edwards and Covington, because you got Burns and Thompson. Usman's going to beat Jorge, and then Jorge can fight Nate. Jorge's turning into a he's the money fight. He's the money fight for a lot of these guys now.
Oh yeah.
He's in the same realm as like a Connor or a Nate Diaz, where it's like, hey, I want to fight that guy because I want to get paid. Do you like Edwards Covington if Diaz is out?
Edwards coming.
Yeah, that's everybody in the top 5 has a matchup. That means Usman's fights Jorge. You'd have Gilbert and Thompson. How do you see that fight going?
I got Thompson. I'm just not moving off. I'm just not moving off my pick that Thompson's the welterweight champ at the end of the year.
I don't hate it. I really don't hate it.
I just think he's just a nightmare matchup for those guys.
You want to know what I really hate?
You go ahead.
I hate Usman. I hate Usman and Jorge. I don't like that rematch.
You're such a wiener.
I know why they did it. I get it. He took it on short notice, but I don't care. It's going to be the exact same result.
It might be 45-50 instead of 42-50.
That's true.
Bro, no, here, let me just
drop some knowledge, Zach.
It's a fight. Anything can happen.
True.
Let me break something down for you. Usman is saying all the right things about how he's going to stop him. Time. Cruz, get off. If you're just going to agree with Jason the whole time.
50-42.
I don't want to hear it.
It might be 50-45.
No. I've seen so many people be like, well, everybody said Jorge was training the whole time. Training versus fight camp training is totally different.
Oh, I'm with you.
Even if he is training takedown defense, because he knew eventually he was going to fight Usman, like it's still different. And the cardio is still different. And cutting 22 pounds in 6 days or whatever,
I'm with you.
It's different. Like, so he'll be able to keep a higher pace output longer. Usman will wear him down, but his chance won't just be catch him in the first round or it's over. It might be 3 rounds now, right? Usman says, I'm going to finish him this time. What I want to hear Usman say is, I'm going to put him on his back and I'm going to ground and pound him. I'm going to finish him, or I'm going to make him tap. Because if Cruz, I'm going to shut that down. Just give me 1 sec. If Usman says, I'm going to finish him and we're going to hang out on the feet and I'm going to show him what's up, better be careful. He better mind his P's and Q's, because Jorge can have some success on the feet against anybody at welterweight, unless Usman is mixing up his wrestling. Really, it's up to Usman. Does Usman do what he did in the first fight? If he does that, then sure, he wins, right? There's not a lot of people that are going to beat Usman doing that. If Usman gets a little cocky and feeling pretty good with Trevor Whitman and going to stand and do some things with Jorge can clip him. And we saw it in the last fight too. Burns rocked Usman. Yeah. Usman did the stanky leg a little bit and he rocked him and wobbled him. So it's not like he's got a iron granite chin. It's possible he could get hurt. And Jorge's done it enough and he's been around long enough. Like, he could hurt him. And there is something to be said too. Usman didn't finish Jorge either. He finished Colby. He finished Burns. He didn't finish Jorge.
Well, to be fair, he did take the fight on short notice too, and he wasn't really training for. But
he didn't have to do anything different to get ready for Jorge than
just a new opponent though, different style.
Yeah, but Usman's gonna do what Usman's gonna do.
That's true.
He didn't finish Jorge either. Yeah. Jorge was good enough and could defend enough, and Jorge's fight IQ is super underrated too.
Very underrated.
And I feel like that's where, he lasted. I mean, he didn't win, but he survived, and where Gilbert Burns didn't, and where Colby didn't. Colby took too much damage. Now, here's where, and now Cruz, you can say they should have made Colby versus Usman too. Okay. So why does the guy that doesn't get finished get the rematch? Doesn't get the rematch over the guy that got finished? Because it was a more entertaining fight. It was closer. Okay, but one of them got finished and one didn't. Right? That usually is one of the deciding factors on rematch. Like on a rematch is like one guy already stopped the other guy. Like he finished the fight.
I think it was more, and you've said it on the podcast before, but I think it's more of a Jorge probably had something in agreement to say, hey, I'll take this fight on short notice. I'll drop it, but I want as soon as we're ready to go, I want the rematch.
That's what I would have done.
I mean, hey, he kept the fight together. I don't necessarily hate that. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't excite me. Like, it's not going to sell a pay-per-view for me. It's just, whatever. I'll watch it.
And for the record, I am an advocate too that I actually think Colby has the best chance to beat Usman at 170 currently. Him or Wonderboy. Dude, Colby, you got that fight came down to that 5th round. Usman doesn't get that. Usman doesn't get the finish in the 5th round. It's a split decision for Usman at the very least. It's a split decision. It was a split decision.
Something told me in that fight that Usman, and he's getting better with his stand-up. I think he finishes Colby again. I really do. And I like Colby. I was originally on the train that he was going to beat him. I just don't. Usman's punches were. Colby's a volume puncher. Usman's straightforward. That jab, that power jab is just. I mean, that's what he dropped Burns with.
Yeah, but
freaking jab.
But did you notice that the other thing is too, right?
Yeah.
Usman wasn't landing that jab on Jorge Masvidal.
Because he was pushing him up against the fence the whole damn time. He couldn't.
I'm saying, he respects Jorge's striking enough.
He respects his striking more than Colby, because I don't think he thought Colby would knock him out, because Colby doesn't really knock people out. He's just a volume, like, in your face, which could win rounds, which it did. Even though I thought Colby was taking more punishment, I thought he was doing enough to win the rounds.
Colby was up 3-1 on one of the judges' scorecard going into the 5th.
But to me, the effectiveness of Usman's punches seemed to be doing more damage. Those 1 or 2 shots he was landing, you could tell they were hurting.
The way they thud, you could hear it. The thud on him. It's the tap tap. It's that you feel that thud, and you can hear it through the TV. Yeah. The touching versus the sound, the clean thud. No, it's. I mean, it's fine. But I'm saying the people that are mad about, dude, yeah, like, what are you mad at? Like, I don't get it. Like, what are you mad at? The freaking fights in Miami or Jacksonville, Florida. Like,
that's good too.
Both of them train out of there. Like, it's perfect. It is the perfect card to headline and perfect main event to headline the first sold out arena of fans come back to MMA. There's 3 title fights, and then and if you're Usman, give me the guy that'll get me. If I'm Usman, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I beat all these guys, give me the biggest paycheck. That's Jorge.
True. Very true.
And do you know how draining it's got to be to sit there and do those press conference, listen to Colby just yap. Just yap. If you're Usman, you just don't even want to be around that.
Yeah, just shut up. I'd like to see. I'm rooting for Thompson in the Burns fight.
I think I like both. I like both of them, and Usman won't go there as long as Izzy's the champ there.
Yeah, they already said they weren't.
They have like this Nigerian brotherhood connection thing that. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Have you? Speaking of interesting. Change the subject from these guys to John Jones. You see, John Jones, like he's thick. He's a thick boy. He's in the thick boy Brendan Schaub thick boy bike club. He should be in.
Yeah, I feel the same about John Jones at this point as that I do about the Diaz brothers. You guys aren't bigger than the UFC, so take a fight or go away. I don't care if you're not fighting. I don't care about you. You're not entertaining enough away from fighting. I'm not interested in what you're doing other than in the cage.
Yeah, he can put on all the weight he wants, but it's not going to be. It's not quality muscle. I can guarantee you that. So it's just.
I think like there's superstars, and then there's people that I'm interested in what they're doing like outside of the cage.
Yeah.
John Jones is not one of them. Neither is the Diaz brothers. But Usman, Justin Gaethje, Connor, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler. Like, I love watching all their other stuff.
Yeah.
See what's going on. The other people, dude, but I just want, I don't know. Activity. We
have a pretty good week of fights coming up this week. We got one championship on TNT Wednesday. John Lineker's on that card. John Lineker's Troy Worthen is the main event. All right. You got we got PFL on Friday. Tune in. Oh, are we getting Clay and Ryan on?
Yeah, we need to. I gotta message them.
Message Ryan. I was just messaging Ryan on Facebook about he was asking for some boxers, so I tagged Roman and Joe in there to see if they had any guys. But yeah, you guys tune in Friday. PFL starts, and we got Anthony Pettis and Clay Coward, so you better turn in on that card. Who else is on that card?
Next Friday.
Is that next Friday? It's the 23rd. Oh, I'm behind. Why am I behind?
Yeah.
Oh, I skipped. Sorry, guys. I lied. It's next week.
And then we have next round one, or we have some 205 tournament fights
this week. Yeah, I'm sorry. TNT this week is one championship is Christian Lee. The other one I said was next week. Yeah, LFA, Aaron McKenzie, Brandon Phillips, and then to echo what you said, Bellator 205, Vadim Nemkov and Phil Davis.
And Corey Anderson.
Ooh, Corey Anderson wins. It's him and Bader, huh?
Yeah.
I think that's how the tournament's set up.
Yep.
He beats Bader, I think. Although Bader did look good against Machida.
Bader looked great.
Bader looked really good. I'm mark it on your calendar. He's going to beat Bader.
Really?
Yep. Nemkov, Phil Davis. How do you see that one?
Nemkov by destruction.
Split decision when they fought 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. Nemkov's a completely different animal now, dude.
We'll agree on that. And then Saturday, which we'll give the breakdown, we got the
Steve Mowry's back on the prelims of that card.
Ooh.
The guy that beat Ben Moa. Saul Rogers is on that undercard.
He's undefeated too.
Yeah,
that kid that beat Ben.
Okay, so Saul Rogers was on the Ultimate Fighter, was going to win it, and then lied on his visa paperwork and couldn't get back in the country for the finale.
Yeah.
That's how Artem Lobov got put back into it. And they were fighting at lightweight at 155. Saul is on that undercard at 145 now as a featherweight. And he's a big featherweight, if I remember. That's interesting.
Saturday's UFC Vegas 24.
Yeah.
This card's stacked too. We got in the prelims, my boy Dakota Harry Bush coming in from LFA. I love that guy. Greatest nickname. He's fighting Austin Hubbard.
Austin Hubbard ragdolls him.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he ragdolls him, huh?
Yep.
Harry Bush is good, dude. Don't sleep on Dakota. Yeah, Lupita Godinez is coming, making her UFC debut against Jessica Penne.
Yeah.
All right. Lupita, she looked freaking good against Vanessa Demopoulos.
The Alexander Romanov versus Juan Espino is a great heavyweight fight on that.
That should be a good one. That's
a crazy Juan Espino's wrestling is just top notch. And then we have this giant King Kong man from Moldova coming that's 13-0, 2-0 in the UFC. He's the one that he won on that forearm choke last time. He wins on this forearm choke.
Yeah.
He literally puts his forearm on their opponent and is so strong that he chokes him out with it.
Well, Espino is a submission guy too.
And Espino's an elite grappler.
He got the scarf hold in his last fight.
Oh, it's what he does to everybody.
It's what he does. Yeah. Straight arm lock, rear naked choke, Maurice Green, Ultimate Fighter. 2 years. Yeah, that's going to be a good one too.
That's a really, really good fight. I mean,
Andre Arlovski's getting on the main card. Gerald Merchart's on there.
That's fun. My boy Violent Bob Ross is back
against Alex Munoz. I like it. Jeremy Stevens, Drakkar Close. Oh, Jeremy Stevens. Jeremy Stevens. I don't know, dude.
I'm always on Jeremy Stevens.
Anyways, fun week of fights coming. We'll have some We'll have some interviews set up on Wednesday. I'm excited about all those interviews.
Yeah.
Anything else? Are we out?
I felt like I had one more thing, but I'm not gonna. We don't have to hang on just to hang on.
Zach, we have nothing but time, brother. Nothing but time.
Dude, this PFL lineup is insane.
What's the PFL card for next week? What's that looking like?
Our boy Tyler Diamond's fighting.
Ooh, we should get him back on too.
We should get him back on.
Does he have the best mullet in the game right now?
Yeah. Bubba Jenkins versus Lance Palmer is on that card.
That's a good one too.
Nathan Shute versus Marcin Held is on that. I'm pretty sure he won the. No, Palmer did. He lost to Palmer last year, right? No, he won. He won the PFL last year. In 2019, he won. He holds a win over Ramsey Najim. And then of course Clay Collard versus Anthony Pettis. And I am so fascinated by that fight because I could see. There is a vibe for me that Anthony Pettis is just like, yeah, let me just bounce over to the PFL real quick and pick up a quick million. And it's like, bro, like that is shark infested waters. You can't sleep on anyone. Dude, Clay will put his lights out.
Clay will KO him if he sleeps on him.
He might have, even if he's not.
Yeah, even if he's not.
But if he's coming in with any inclination of like, oh, I'm Anthony Pettis, I'm just going to come walk through this, collect my $1 million, and then I'll go back to the UFC or Bellator or whatever.
Nope.
Dude.
Nope. Especially with Clay boxing, you better watch out.
Yeah, I think Clay makes a really good run with how active he was boxing last year. I thought that was really key.
I like it. Yeah, let's get Tyler Diamond back on too. Maybe we can get him on Wednesday.
Let's do it. I can't remember what I was going to talk to you about. I'm so frustrated right now.
You know what? Just call me after.
Okay.
Since all we do is talk.
Yeah, just ask our wives.
Sorry, ladies. Anyways, all right. We'll let you guys get out of here till Wednesday. I'll be making the post tomorrow about everybody that's coming on to join us.
Okay.
And see you guys later. We out.